Nike loses £2.8 billion every year to fake football shirts. And to be fair, I can understand why, because one of the 3 jerseys on your screen right now is fake. But jerseys aren't the only fake football items that are being sold. So in today's video, I'm going to cover 4 different football items and compare the real versus fake versions to see if it's worth spending your money or not.
Oh, fuck that.
So first up, I decided to buy a real Jabulani and a fake Jabulani. Now immediately, they are very visually different. One looks nice and pristine and how a football should look, and the other one looks like poo, to be honest with you. So to give you some context, the fake ball cost me about €60 and the real one was about 600, so 10 times the price. So the cheap one has a number of problems. First off, all the logo and branding are the complete wrong size. But it only gets worse from there because how the actual ball is put together is also completely wrong. See, the thing that makes a Jabulani so unique and makes it so smooth, giving it the ability to move the way it does in the air, is the fact that it was put together via thermal bonding, not stitches. And you can see that when you actually look at the ball because it's completely smooth and there's no lumps or bumps anywhere. But if you look at the fake ball, it looks like it was sewn together by somebody who doesn't have hands. But it only gets worse from there, because another thing that gives the Jabulani its unique movement is the texture on the ball. It's kind of these uniform little dimple rectangles that cover the ball all the way around. But if you look at the cheap ball again, it's just some low quality mesh to kind of get close to the real thing. I could do all the looking and analysing I wanted. It was time to actually use this thing.
This is the fake one. Great start, unbelievable. It feels like that first shot there, it feels so much lighter.
So yeah, to absolutely nobody's surprise, this thing was not great.
Whoa. It does dip nice, but there's not, like, it's hard to get it to knuckle. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
It feels so much lighter. I did get one that knuckled really well. It dipped quite well, but I just know when I use that, it's going to be night and day difference. Like, there's no weight to the ball is the problem.
Now, just so it wasn't my opinion dictating if this ball was good or bad enough, because I easily could have been having an off day, I brought in one of the only other people I have ever seen hit a knuckleball, and that is Mr. Aaron Kelly, so he could give you his opinions on it as well.
Slightly concerned for the safety of this football. That's some finish, lads.
Now, I actually tallied up some stats for this ball and they're not looking good at all. So in total, we had 39 shots to this ball between us and 22 of those were on target, which is about 56%, which is good. But only 4 of the actual shots actually knuckled, which is about 10%, which is really, really bad considering the only reason anybody would ever really buy a Jabulani is for it to knuckle.
That just looks ugly, like trying to hit a knuckleball with this thing is like trying to have a wank with your bad hand. like it's comparable to that, like, just doesn't feel normal.
Yeah.
Like.
Feels like someone else is doing it, yeah.
Now it's time for the expensive version. Hopefully they don't all end up in the field as well, but here we go.
Jesus.
Bit more weight to it.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Oh my God,
that one moved
crazy.
like fuck.
Not only were the actual knuckles much higher quality and it moved way more, but the stats are completely incomparable. So in total we took 50 shots with the real Jabulani, which was slightly more than the fake one, but 35 of those were on target, which is 70%. And we had a total of 22 shots knuckle, which is a 34% increase from the fake one.
Ugh.
That's the optimal saving technique.
Oh my God, that was a good one.
Oh my fuck.
Oh, there we go, right.
Jesus.
That's the one, lovely, right. I'll do one more, but I'm happy with that.
Craziness of the movement of the good one is like ridiculous. Now there's fair movement on the bad one as well, but the movement is fucking just up, unfortunately. Because once you get that trajectory, once it goes up, getting it back down again, especially when we had the wall, was really, really difficult. Fucking hell, Aaron. The price difference, you know, I think it's justified.
That ball over there, the cheap one, might honestly be one of the worst footballs I've ever used in my life, and that's saying something. Oh man, this thing feels like dog shit.
Yeah, it does.
I actually can't believe how bad this feels after hitting the other one. You can feel the cheapness when you hit it. Even when it does knuckle, it's like tiny amounts, and a lot of the times it's accidental. You can't consistently do it. That thing is honestly not worth €60 even remotely. If you're thinking about buying a fake Jabulani, just don't. If you want one bad enough, just save up and spend the money on an actual one, because it'll actually do what you want it to do. Yeah.
So I think it's fair to say that the real Jabulani was definitely much better. So now it's time to test goalie gloves.
Now immediately there is a stark difference. Can you tell which is real and which is fake?
The one on the right is real.
Yeah, I think it's very obvious that these are real.
So the real gloves cost me about €130 and they were near perfect. The fit on my hands was exactly what it was supposed to be. I couldn't find any problem with the stitching anywhere, and overall they just felt really high quality, which obviously wasn't going to be the case for the fake ones, which came in at around €17. Before I had even put them on my hands, I knew these were awful just by looking at them. So not only did the colorway represent Frankenstein's monster, but so did the stitching that held the gloves together. I mean, just look at the state of the stitching on that thumb. Like, what even is that? Now, on the back of the glove, they've added these little lumps for some sort of texture to again try resemble the real thing, but I'm not entirely convinced this adds anything to the glove. I feel like they've just pebble dashed some spikes on it to try and disguise these as real gloves.
I mean, trying on the fake ones, I'm not gonna lie, they feel fake, they feel cheap, they just don't really feel good, if I'm being completely honest. So I'm gonna test these first, and then I'm gonna test the real ones. Now, I'm gonna pretend like I know what I'm talking about here, because I am obviously not a keeper, but I see keepers doing this. I think that's very bad.
Yeah, so as you can see, the first test we did was kind of a grip test, and the steeper the angle here, the more grips the glove have. And obviously, the real ones blow the fake ones out of the water.
I'm also gonna try a few punches as well, back up a bit, just in case you get hurt. I mean, that didn't feel too bad, to be honest, like. Holy shit, that felt way better.
Now, although it did feel better, there really wasn't much of a difference here, if I'm being honest. And then the last thing I did with the gloves was just a bit of catch and practice to, again, see what the grip is like.
They don't feel very grippy.
And see how good they were for shot stop.
Yeah, see, I can't catch that. Ah, fucking hell. I'm getting scared. Yeah, okay, that's impossible to catch, right.
So obviously, again, the fake items did horrible here, and now it's time to test the real ones.
Ah, lad, that's night and day. I'm not doing that with the other gloves. I'm not even messing. That would have killed me. My confidence in these is so great that I'm gonna let him blast this at me 100%. God, it'll hurt so bad if it hits me in the cold. Oh, fuck that. Oh my God, man, look at that. My fingers aren't even on the ball. I'm not even putting effort into that, like. So the overall consensus on the goalkeeper gloves is that these ones, the real ones, are genuinely about 10 times better than these ones. Now, I am not a goalkeeper. These just feel more quality. I feel more protected. The grip is like not even a competition. These ones grip like 10 times more. Yeah, let's move on to something that I am absolutely dreading, and that's the football boots.
Now for the football boots, I decided to buy these pair of fake F50s and compare them to the real ones that I wear week in, week out.
Okay, so I obviously have the real ones on me, and I love these boots. I've worn these, I don't know, probably 100 times by now. I play in them every single week, and they've never given me one problem at all. Like, they're pretty good, like. These cost me, I think, €120, something like that. And then the fake version, which are these absolutely abominable pieces of footwear, cost me, again, less than €20. I think they honestly cost me about €15.
I briefly wore these boots a few days prior, and it actually scared me how bad they were.
Not gonna lie, that feels awful.
There's so much space around my ankle. I'm begging for an injury here, like.
Right, so I've some bad news. I literally just walked to the gate, and the AstroTurf I was gonna use is locked, right? I'm gonna show you what my ankle looks like. This is from 40 seconds of walking, okay? It has cut into my ankle after 40 seconds of walking. That's how bad they are. They look like shit, you know, there's no texture on the upper lip at all. There's no cushioning back here. The worst thing about cheap boots, the thing that you need to be most concerned about is injuries. And a big thing that causes injuries is how stiff the sole plate are on fake boots. Like, these ones are real. And obviously the sole plate does that. But if we look at the fake ones, yeah, these do not move at all. They're also the exact same size boot, so oh yeah, it just feels awful. Feels like a size too big, if I'm being completely honest. Listen. Oh yeah, that's as tight as they're getting. Immediately, I'm not joking, the first step, pain right there. Okay. Pain literally right there, so that's not good. All right. I mean, maybe it's not the boots. Maybe it's the feet in the boots. Oh man, scooping, by the way, it does not work. I think because the front of them is so bulbous. Ah lad, these feel fucking awful. If I were to give, let's say my boots are like an 8 out of 10 on touch, I'd give these like a 4. They're very slippy like. On to the portion that I'm honestly terrified about, and that is shots. I feel like this is gonna absolutely wreck my ankles. Now I wanna try curl these as much as possible because I feel like that's where the shortfall of this boot is going to be. Do you know what? I know it wasn't on target, but did not feel too bad.
Now, just like I'd expected, these performed so poorly here.
Yeah, what the fuck is that? Oh, that one almost flew in. Yeah, man, like what is that? Fuck off. These just are absolutely god awful when it comes to trying to curl it. It's because I can't grip the ball at all. It just kind of goes. Now I am so confident that these are going to curl way better. I mean, that's a mile different. I think it's very obvious that the real boots are a lot better if we're just being real like. Now, shooting I'd give like maybe a 3 out of 10. That just felt awful. My feet are in so much pain. So I'm going to try some long passing to kind of test the passing and obviously the touch as well, which is very, very important.
Now when it came to passing, it was the exact same problem that I had when it came to shooting, and that's I could not grip the ball at all. Like, it was extremely hard to apply any sort of spin.
Ah, fuck, sorry. Oh, fuck's sake. Shit, sorry. Oh, they don't feel stable is my problem.
And also, because of the lack of protection and the problem with them being oversized, there was basically zero stability in these.
Oh. Again, I don't trust like my feet. Do you know what I mean? Like I can't plant them.
Now, again, when I changed back into the real boots, the difference in quality just became extremely obvious.
Oh, this is honestly bliss. Oh, that just feels so much better. That is real versus fake boots done. I think it is glaringly obvious how bad them fake ones are. But now it's time to test jerseys. Ha!
That is right, it is me. This is, in fact, the fake jersey. It might have been a little bit hard to tell from all the way back there, but this is fake. So this cost me €17.19. That's all it cost me. In comparison,
This retro Barca jersey that I bought in Barcelona cost me €80. And to be honest, I don't see much of a difference. I think out of all the fakes, I think the jersey is the closest to the real thing. Now, that's not to say that this thing is perfect. There is some problems with it. First off, the fit is a little bit weird. Now this could just be down to that my arms aren't big, but I noticed that on the pro players, the arms fit them tight. It's a nice tight fit in the arms. It's not this baggy kind of look, do you know what I mean? And footballers don't have big arms. Let me show you what it looks like on the real one. So like I was saying, the real ones, the arms just fit better because there is a little band here. Like, it just all around is a slightly better fit, but it's not too much to the point where the fake ones are completely unusable, if that makes sense. Now, a huge problem that I thought the fake ones would have is that the logos would be kind of bad, but to be fair to them, all of the logos are all perfect. And what even surprised me more than that is that usually if you put any jersey into a wash, like the advertising gets a bit worn, it starts to peel. That's just normal for any jerseys, but it's especially bad with fake ones. But this jersey here has been washed 3 or 4 times already, and as you can see, all of the branding, all of the badges is absolutely phenomenal. The only real other problem I could find with this is that the stitching looks a bit cheap. It's not inconspicuous, and I don't have that on any other jersey that I own, and I own quite a few, but this is the only one where the stitching is that noticeable. But overall, the texture's great, the colors are good, it survived a few washes. I think for the price, like for only €17 compared to, like if you were to buy this one on the Barcelona website, I think it'd be €160. Yeah, so if you were to buy the one with this kind of texture, which is the most expensive one, this would set you back €165 compared to 17. I think that is completely justifiable. Now, I'm not advocating you to go and buy a fake jersey, but I would understand if you did, because not everybody has the money to spend €165 on a jersey, and when you can pay just 17 for one that's nearly identical to that, it makes sense why the industry is worth £180 million every year. It's because nobody wants to spend €170 on something they could buy for 17. Now, there is obviously
a lot of downfalls on the production side of things when it comes to creating fake jerseys. Like, the reason they're so cheap is because they use extremely cheap labor. Just know if you're buying a fake or counterfeit jersey that you're directly funding something like that, which isn't great, like. But yeah, that's kind of everything. If you like this video, you'll love this one, and make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Good luck.